I've grown frustrated and disconnected with the current state of online multiplayer gaming, particularly in shooters. So recently, I decided to load up a classic, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. If you're younger, you've probably heard, and most likely to exhaustion, so-called gaming boomers mention this game as one of the greatest ever multiplayer experiences. If you are older, like me, you know that it was. I was a college senior when the sequel to the illustrious COD 4 dropped in 2009, and with it came not just an amazing game, but a culture-changing structure to how me and my friends operated as both gamers and students. Between this and the fully matured masterpiece of Halo 3, there was barely enough time to keep up with staying in school. So we did what any group of college gamers did. We did the bare minimum to keep our grades and attendances afloat, and spent the remaining time putting in the work. Real work. Gamer work. There was no substitute for Modern Warfare 2. It was more than a game, it was a complete overhaul of the senses, thrusting you headfirst into the most action-packed, visceral, over-the-top first-person shooter we'd ever seen. I don't need to bore you with the details, I'm sure you've heard it all before. This was the best! Best progression, kill streaks were great, atmosphere was crazy, this was just goated game, Call of Duty, you just had to be there to understand. I was there, so I figured it wouldn't be too difficult to boot the old boy back up and relive the glory days of my gaming life. The game launches, the classic Infinity Ward intro, the main menu music, even my progression from 15 years ago was still there. It was perfect. I jumped into Ground War, the biggest PvP lobby around at the time. Time to get out the intervention, start some quickscopes. As I searched, I found that I was actually in quite the minority when it came to playing this game. In fact, words I have never before read in COD appeared on my screen. No games found. Impossible. This game is the GOAT. It was everything. Surely there are some people left. Spoilers, there were. I just had to get to Team Deathmatch. The shocking load-up blast sound rolled through me like a nostalgic tsunami, and I was in. The game was right where I left it. Broken builds, broken guns, exploited areas, crazy amounts of sound, too many kill streaks, spawn camping, unstable lobbies, offensive names, more offensive chatters, one guy complaining constantly about his team, two people yelling racial slurs, and at least one gamer having a good amount of fun. As an hour of action-packed matches came and went, a truth did begin to dawn over me. This was definitely nostalgia, something I knew when I loaded the game up. But it wasn't just nostalgia for a video game, though. It was nostalgia for a moment in my life. It was a moment of a simpler time, where the value of a kill streak was worth more than a grade, a phone call, maybe even an interaction. The moment was a bubble that blocked the world out. Unfortunately, that bubble has since broken from the stabbing pursuit of time. That moment I longed for through a video game was gone. As me and my generation of games grow older, I realize that games like Modern Warfare 2 are not just classics in video game history, but placeholders for the chapters of our lives. The game was still good and refreshing to go back to for a while, but it was actually just one ingredient, forever locked in time with the world around it. And I can never go back to that time. We can never relive a moment. Even with a vessel that transports your memories to a different stage in your life, we can never quite put all the puzzle pieces together and experience it, all as a total package. And with that knowledge, a startling question came over me. Why bother playing the game at all? Like an instinct, the buttons were pressed, and the infamous word was on my screen. Uninstall. And then I stopped, backed out, and calmly shut my Xbox off. Why play the game at all? Because a memory, a moment, is better than nothing. And having a link to even sniff the past is better than losing all ability to remember what was, even if it can never be again. I may play Modern Warfare 2 again. I'm sure somewhere in a cold, dusty corner of gaming, there will be a lobby waiting for me. And I'm sure it will even be fun for a while. But it was never the game that I missed. It was the moment I lived, a moment I can never live again.